the 6 pillars of a healthier age-defying life in 2026. What if aging in 2026 isn't about getting older, but about how fast your body is breaking down without you realizing it? Most people think staying young means skincare, supplements, or extreme routines. But science tells a different story. The real drivers of aging are happening silently. Chronic stress, poor sleep, metabolic imbalance, and lifestyle choices we normalize every day. In this video, we're breaking down the 6 foundational pillars experts say will define who stays healthy, sharp, and resilient in the next decade, and who doesn't. If you care about your future energy, focus, and longevity, this is a conversation you don't want to skip. What if the key to living not just longer but healthier wasn't a secret cure or a miracle drug? What if it was something you could start today? Habits backed by science, not hype. In this video, we're diving deep into the 6 pillars that experts say will define a truly healthy life in 2026. From how you spend your time, to how you manage stress, how you eat, and even how you sleep. These aren't trendy quick fixes. They're evidence-based practices that influence your body at the cellular level, protect your brain, and help prevent chronic disease. Stay with us, because by the end of this video, you'll have not just tips, but a practical blueprint for changing how you live, age, and thrive. Why most resolutions fail, and what works instead. Every year, millions of people make New Year's resolutions focused on health, exercise more, eat better, lose weight. But studies show that less than 10% stick with them throughout the year, and nearly a quarter quit in the first week. So what's the difference between those who give up and those who actually build healthy lives? According to experts like Dr. Shai Efrati, a brain health and longevity specialist, and Dr. Joseph Marone, a neurosurgeon and superager long-term, wellness isn't built on restriction or punishment. It's built on science-based habits that work with your biology, not against it. Don't retire early, stay engaged, and purposeful. Most people assume retirement is the ultimate goal. Free time, rest, no work. But research shows that retiring too early can actually accelerate both physical and cognitive decline. Dr. Efrati explains that a strong sense of purpose, whether from paid work, volunteer projects, creative pursuits, or social engagement, is one of the most powerful predictors of longevity. Meaningful engagement stimulates the brain, preserves cognition, and supports cardiovascular health because it keeps you mentally and socially in the game. Think of your brain like a muscle. If you stop using it, it weakens. When you stay engaged in activities that challenge, fulfill, and excite you, you keep neural circuits active. That supports neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to adapt and form new connections, which is a core factor in resisting age-related cognitive decline. Balance stress for longevity. Stress is not just a temporary feeling of being overwhelmed or tired. It is a biological process that, when persistent, reshapes the body from the inside out. Chronic stress triggers prolonged activation of stress hormones such as cortisol and adrenaline. Over time, this constant state of alert increases systemic inflammation, disrupts sleep cycles, impairs memory and concentration, weakens immune defenses, and places continuous strain on the cardiovascular system. Research has repeatedly linked unmanaged chronic stress to a higher risk of heart disease, metabolic disorders, depression, and neurodegenerative conditions, including Alzheimer's disease. Dr. Joseph Marone, a neurosurgeon and longevity expert, emphasizes that the key is not eliminating stress entirely, because stress is an unavoidable part of human life, but learning how to balance it. Stress exists across multiple domains: work responsibilities, personal relationships, financial pressures, physical demands, emotional challenges, and even spiritual or existential concerns. Problems arise not when stress appears, but when it becomes unrelenting and unbalanced, with no adequate recovery. At the cellular level, chronic stress accelerates biological aging. One of the clearest indicators of this process is telomere shortening. Telomeres are protective caps at the ends of DNA strands that help maintain genetic stability. Prolonged stress shortens these caps more rapidly, increasing cellular vulnerability and reducing the body's ability to repair itself. In parallel, immune function weakens, leaving the body more susceptible to illness and slower recovery. Longevity, therefore, depends not on avoiding challenge, but on pairing challenge with restoration. Stress balance means intentionally prioritizing activities that replenish mental, emotional, and physical energy, such as meaningful social connection, restorative movement, time in nature, creative expression, and adequate rest, while reducing or restructuring sources of stress that drain energy without providing purpose or growth. Mind-body practices are not optional extras in this equation. They are protective mechanisms. Meditation, controlled breathing, mindfulness, prayer, journaling, and even quiet reflection activate the parasympathetic nervous system, signaling safety and recovery. Supportive social interactions further buffer stress by lowering cortisol levels and reinforcing emotional resilience. In a longevity-focused lifestyle, stress is not the enemy. Unchecked stress is the goal, is not a stress-free life. but a regulated one where effort is followed by rest. Stimulation is balanced with calm, and the nervous system is allowed to return to equilibrium. This balance is what preserves cognitive clarity, emotional stability, immune strength, and long-term health as the body ages. Find a deep sense of purpose. If purpose keeps you mentally sharp, why does it do that? Experts say it's not just psychological, it has physiological effects too. Purpose influences stress regulation, immune balance, and even cellular repair mechanisms. Studies show that individuals who feel their lives have meaning tend to have lower chronic inflammation and reduced risk of early death. The reason is that purposeful living activates both psychological and biological pathways that protect the body against the wear and tear of aging. And purpose doesn't have to come from one source. It can come from work, family, creativity, learning, mentoring, or service. What matters is that it gives you a reason to invest in your long-term health, not just your short-term comfort. Embrace spirituality and community. Spirituality isn't just about religion. Research suggests that regular spiritual or communal practice, whether through faith, meditation, service, or simply a consistent community routine, is linked to reduced risk of early death and lower rates of depression. Community connection is powerful because it combats loneliness, improves resilience, and provides social support, a key factor in mental well-being. Feeling connected and supported releases oxytocin, reduces stress hormones, and improves mood, all of which contribute to better long-term health. Whether you join a group, participate in volunteering, or maintain strong relationships with family and friends, spiritual and social engagement can anchor your life with deeper meaning and emotional stability. Treat food as fuel, not just calories. We all know diet matters, but the key isn't rigid restriction, it's nourishment. Dr. Efrati encourages viewing food as fuel that supports your cellular energy, production, repair, and longevity. Instead of focusing on calories alone, research confirms that whole, unprocessed foods rich in nutrients support mitochondrial function, your cell's energy engines, vascular health, and brain metabolism. A Mediterranean-style diet loaded with leafy greens, berries, legumes, nuts, olive oil, and fatty fish like salmon delivers antioxidants, polyphenols, and omega-3 fatty acids that reduce inflammation and protect your cells as you age. This approach isn't about restriction, but providing what your body truly needs to adapt, repair, and thrive over time. It supports not just weight management, but whole body health from heart and brain to immune response and cellular longevity. Use sleep as the foundation of health. Sleep isn't a luxury, it's a cornerstone of brain health, metabolism, and immunity. Experts say quality sleep is essential for mood regulation, focus, stress resilience, and physical repair. When you sleep well, your body undergoes processes that detoxify the brain, regulate hormone balance, and repair tissues. Poor sleep, on the other hand, is linked to higher risk of obesity, diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and cognitive decline. Adults are generally advised to get 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep nightly. For many, this means creating a consistent sleep schedule, minimizing light and screen exposure before bed, keeping the room cool and quiet, and avoiding heavy meals close to bedtime. Sleep also makes every other healthy habit easier. Consistent nutrition, regular exercise, and balanced stress, because exhaustion weakens self-control and motivation. How to build a sustainable lifestyle. These 6 pillars are powerful on their own, but real change happens when they're combined as part of a consistent, long-term lifestyle. Healthy aging isn't about perfection, it's about integration. Whether it's social connection, daily activity, stress balance, purpose, nutrition, or sleep, experts emphasize that the synergy of these habits enhances your health span, the years you live in optimal physical and cognitive health. Research increasingly shows that people who adopt multiple healthy habits have significantly lower rates of chronic disease, better mental health outcomes, and a greater sense of fulfillment and resilience as they age. Practical steps to implement each pillar. Here's how you can start applying these pillars today. Stay engaged. Take on part-time work, learning, hobbies, or mentoring roles that challenge your mind. Balance stress. Prioritize time with people who support you and integrate mind-body practices daily. Find your purpose. Write down what gives you meaning and schedule time for it weekly. Connect spiritually or communally. Join a group or volunteer organization. Eat nutrient-dense foods. Try Mediterranean meal patterns and reduce processed food. Optimize sleep. Aim for 7 to 9 hours and create a wind-down routine that promotes rest. The science is clear. Longevity isn't determined by one magic trick. It's shaped by daily habits that support your biology, reduce risk, and reinforce resilience. These 6 pillars, purpose, stress, balance, engagement, spirituality, community, nutrition, and sleep, form a holistic roadmap to healthier aging that's realistic, evidence-based, and grounded in real science. So, choose one habit to start with today. Build it into your routine, then add another. Longevity is a marathon, not a sprint, and the best time to start is now.